Hello everyone and welcome back to Ender Lilies. We just got the wall claws and we're gonna fool around with them a bit and grab a bunch of stuff. Since this is really a collection video, aside from, describing the stuff we're going to be picking up, and there's going to be quite a bit, this is really just a video for me to go on about stuff. Okay, take care of this guy up here. So, among other things, I've actually started playing roguelikes again. Or roguelites, or however you want to put it. Yeah, what I'm doing on screen is pretty self-evident. And there are a couple that I've taken to recently. The first is Getsu Fumaden, which is a name that should be familiar to not many people, because it's basically a samurai-flavored Dead Cells based on a very, very old Konami property. And Konami did the Sonic Mania thing and let an indie studio develop the game. So, it's actually decent. The thing that I think people have learned over the years when designing roguelikes is that if you're going to make advancement in your roguelike dependent on picking up new weapons and that sort of thing, you should, and your stuff is going to be randomized, you should just make your game so that the game gives the player lots of weapons. So there's very high odds they'll have something that will be usable to let them move forward. The other thing about Getsu Fumaden is that it actually nails its atmosphere really hard. Like, it basically goes Okami-level dedication to what it's being. Yeah, I'm trying to navigate this elevator puzzle again. So yeah, I know it's in early access, but it's one of those early access things that's released with, hey, we've got a bunch of levels and an actual final boss and, something of an ending. For now, anyway. It is a game that you can play through from beginning to end. The other one I've started playing is Vivid Night. Which is... well, I need to figure out how to describe that thing. It's a party-building-based dungeon crawler rogue-like thingamajig. Where where a lot of the strategy revolves around upgrading and cycling through various party members to build up to a composition that can actually tackle late-game challenges. You have to constantly trade out party members to get permanent bonuses, but also build up the correct ones so you're strong enough to take on bosses, so it's kind of an interesting little balancing act you have to pull off. The game has a really cutesy art style, but once you get to later dungeons, the game isn't really afraid to put a crowbar to your face. But I've actually managed to pull out a successful run in that game, so I'm not going to complain too much about the difficulty. If I can beat it, it's probably not too hard. Okay, we finally got this note. Worried about his, undead immortality. I think there's precedent for worrying about that sort of thing. Oh, wall climbing is so great. I've loved that since the original Ninja Gaiden. And it only ever got better, too. Yeah, the thing is, there are some kinds of wall grabbing in these sorts of games where you can't actually use them to climb upwards, like, say, La Mulana. You could do it in the original Ninja Gaiden by jumping between walls, but in La Mulana you can only go downward, you can't jump up with them. Just making sure there isn't anything else in this room. Yeah, there aren't really any instant death hazards in this game. And I think the large use of instant death hazards is what turned me off of Blasphemous. Because while I like a lot of the other basic gameplay of that game, dealing with, like, a standard 8-bit level of things like instant death spikes and instant death pits just isn't something that really works for me in that kind of game, which already has somewhat difficult combat. The game is already hazardous enough. It doesn't need the help to kick you back to a checkpoint. I really wanted to like Blasphemous a lot. I love it when games stick to a very particular aesthetic. Probably one of the reasons I really liked Okami and really like Getsu Fumaden. That is the new one. Blasphemous is not a game you can mistake for any other game. That's what I kind of look for. Okay, let's poke around a bit more. Ah, yeah, the, prison, that's where I was going next. Because having a unique style it goes a long way. Alright, can't go through there. Now, there's an exit in one of these side rooms that'll take me someplace I want to be. And you have to exit through the ceiling. No, this isn't it. Well, I know it's one of the upper rooms. Because I want to get there. Aha, it's right here. Just need to do the jumping correctly. There we go. Yeah, you need both the climbing claws and the hook to get up here. Because games that are immediately recognizable for what they are, even if I don't play them, they're still very appealing to me. Like, you can't mistake Okami for a different game. You can't mistake Blasphemous for a different game. You can't mistake Cruelty Squad for a different game. I don't think I'd actually play Cruelty Squad, but I appreciate its bizarre effort. Yeah, with all these organic walls around here, we are going to have a lot of places to go after we beat the next boss. Huh. Wonder what died. Probably one of those executioners. Okay, so we're just going to go up from here. Man, people don't want me to ascend vertically in this game today. Yeah, feeling generic, I think, is the worst thing that a game can do, if I'm just going to be honest. Okay, increases damage dealt while at maximum hit points. I am not going to get much use out of that. Yeah, the thing about roguelikes is that I believe one of the developers of the original Rogue has said that people are kinda too fixated on permadeath as an aspect of the gameplay. Really, what they believe that the genre should have is some sense of consequence, but that isn't necessarily permadeath. Oh yeah, we're not getting in there. And I also tried out the game Synthetic, thanks to the Steam sale. And while I really like the moment-to-moment gameplay of that game's problem is that it doesn't have a suspend option. Because runs can take a while in that game, like a couple of hours or so. Unless you die early or something. And there's no real option to actually suspend while you're playing. There's a pause function, but you can't quit the game if you're interrupted and come back to it later if there's something you need to take care of that you can't do in like 5 minutes or something. It's a real shame. And we get the Aura Ring, which increases our number of spirit uses. And scoop up some more blight. And that's everything in this room. As far as genres that have come a long way, I would also say the same thing about Metroidvanias. Because Castlevania 2 has kind of been treated as a joke, and the original Metroid plays Zero Mission instead. But we've even come a long way from Symphony of the Night, which was really the game that invented the term Metroidvania. Because they never really figured out a good balance until Aria of Sorrow. And we've only been getting better at it since. I can't really say for sure what the first game that introduced Souls-like mechanics to the genre was. Whether it was like Blasphemous or Hollow Knight or something that came before it. But you know that I have kind of mixed feelings on how it's kind of taken over the genre. Because while Souls games generally have good gameplay, there's something about that classic style that I just still like. Now, where to next? Ah, yeah, there's something we can grab up here. It's a little bit tricky to get, but I'm pretty sure I can pull it off. But to pull it off, I'm going to need Guardian Silva. Now let's see, there should be something down here we can grab. Ah, this speeds up your healing animation. So we need to climb this cliff over here. We can make it most of the way with just the claws and the double jump. But there's a point where we're going to need a bit more help. Let's see. Oh, whoa. Don't want to fall all the way. Okay. And this is where you're going to need Guardian Silva's help. Okay, King of the First Age. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. So, those are notes from the king that, was involved in wiping out the ancients, maybe? The lore is something that has to be pieced together over basically the entire game. So, I think there's one more thing we can grab. Ah, there we go. That'll take us where we need to be, I think. Yeah, here we go. We just need to climb up this wall over here. And that's about it. Yeah, the thing about getting those notes from the King of the First Age, just a bit of a warning, you're going to have to pull off some tricky platforming if you want to get the true ending of this game. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna equip the Ancient Dragon Claw for now. And since we completed all that stuff with a few minutes to spare, I think I'm just going to go on and enter the next area. There are a couple of ways we can actually get into the castle keep, but this one leads us directly to a rest point. And we're going to want as many of those as possible. Two, three. Yeah, you need either the hook or the climbing claws to get into the castle keep. Maybe you should forbid a little research? Okay, do you like fighting enemies with shields? Then you are going to love the ruined castle. Because not only are there the other kinds of shield enemies you fought before, there are a couple of new kinds of shielded enemies. Hope you picked up the Dark Executioner. Like this guy, over here. Yeah, unlike the other large blighted knights, he has a spear and a projectile attack that can be a bit of a problem. By the way, his projectile attack also pushes him back, so if you dodge behind him, watch out for contact damage. Yeah, really starting with the Abyss, it starts getting into that pattern of you really have to think about how you fight regular enemies. Yeah, there are also these faster and more aggressive smaller shield knights over here. You'll fight them throughout this entire area. Yeah, the ruined castle, I'll admit it is kind of an area that I couldn't play through for too long at any one stretch, unlike a lot of the other areas, just because of how impossibly somber it is. But I guess that just means that the soundtrack is doing its job. Flip this switch. Hey, I can send this elevator up now. Okay, we won't be going that way yet. Something I want over here. Oh, well, that was pretty close. By the way, when we beat the boss of this area, we'll finally be able to go up to that area above the White Parish Chapel. So that's something to look forward to. Now, there's an item I really want to try to get in this room before I quit. And we'll just see if I actually make it. Yeah, there's another sorcery chain at the top of this room. See more of these blighted guardians. Oh, we can't climb all the way up from there. We'll just have to find another way around. Okay, so those, clerics have a long charge time, but they shoot out stuff. Just a whole bunch of projectiles, you know, like the kind that Guardian Silva shot at us. You know, like that. Oh, another one of those doors. We'll have to come back here sometime. Can't promise you it'll be anytime soon, that's for sure. Aha, we're exactly where we need to be. So, we need to take that room a bit more carefully. So, yeah, I think I'll cut it off for this time. So, next time on Ender Lilies, we will continue exploring the ruined castle. See you then. Bye.